Hey, this is Joe Appio and welcome to the Lost WECAP. This week, our second episode, we discuss what Kate does. A great episode, a good follow-up to LAX Part 1 and 2. Let's discuss contrasts. We have the contrast of Kate on the island, Kate back in LA in 2004. We see some surprises. We see Claire back on the island, believe it or not, looking very Rousseau-like. And we see Claire back in LA, pregnant with Aaron. We see our old friend and nemesis, Ethan, who's actually a very friendly, competent doctor with an excellent bedside manner. We see Saeed on the other end of a branding iron, not used to being tortured. And he's actually willing to give names and do anything to get off the table. So, let's discuss, why is Saeed, Lazarus, the man brought back from the dead, being tortured all of a sudden and being poisoned or nearly poisoned? Why? Well, it seems like our mystic friend Dojin and his assistant Lennon believe that Saeed has been infected by this evil. The same evil that Dojin tells Jack claimed Claire, his sister. Is it the Man in Black? Is it Jacob? Is it some other force? We don't know, but we'll soon find out. Also, this was a great episode because we did not need to see Ben and Locke, or Locke, the Man in Black disguised as Locke, to carry this episode. Kate back in LA, Claire, Saeed, we saw some of Jin. Actually, Jin had a very poignant line where he said, Kate, who do you care for? And of course, she walked away in disgust, but the answer is James, who she's trailing through the jungle, winds up finding him at his 1977 pad, where he digs up something from the floorboard. It turns out to be a ring that he was going to give to Juliet. It turns out he was actually very in love with Juliet. And he was in love with his life, where he had purpose back in Dharmaville. Right now, he's lost again. He's the loner. And he even tells Kate, some people are destined to be loners. You know what I mean. Some people are destined to be alone. So it seems like James knows his position in life right now, and he's back to being the angry man. He doesn't really care about his fate. And Kate, I think, has that realization as well. Like, it's not going to work out with James. I'd have no chemistry with Jack. I'm a loner as well. I'm a lost soul as well. So, there's a lot of excitement coming up in upcoming episodes. We're going to see more, of course, of Ben. We're going to see more of Locke. And it seems like maybe, other souls will be up for grabs. But we'll find out more on next week's Lost WECAP. I'm Joe Appio. Thank you very much for joining us.